There comes a time in every individual's life when they must decide what value they place upon themselves, not what the world says about them, not what circumstances say about them, not what failure has whispered in the dark corners of their self-doubt, but what they, as a conscious creator of their own destiny, decide they are worth. And let me tell you something fundamental. The world treats you exactly how you instruct it to. You either walk into a room and command presence, or you walk in and beg for attention. There is no in between. People do not treat you as a priority by accident. They treat you as a luxury or as an afterthought, based on the standard you project from within. It is not arrogance to see yourself as valuable. It is wisdom. It is not prideful to walk with confidence. It is necessity. The moment you begin to see yourself as rare, you begin to attract people and opportunities that honor your rarity. The rarest things in this world are not easily available, and they are not easily replaceable. A man or woman who carries themselves like a treasure is not handled carelessly. But to reach that level, there are certain laws, certain principles, that one must embrace. These are not for the faint of heart. These are not for those addicted to being liked. These are for those who are committed to becoming unforgettable. The first thing you must understand is this: you teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. If you are always available, always saying yes, always compromising your peace to please others, you will be seen as convenient, and convenience is never luxury. If you want them to see you as valuable, you must stop offering yourself at a discount. This means you must stop being everywhere with everyone all the time. Your energy is expensive. Your time is a privilege. When you become selective with access to you, something magical happens. People stop assuming and start appreciating. You stop being just another option and begin to resemble something worth fighting for. The second key is to invest in your own growth with an intensity that borders on obsession. A person who develops themselves, mind, body, and spirit, radiates a frequency that is impossible to ignore. Mediocrity blends in, mastery stands out. Most people are satisfied with being good enough, but good enough never turns heads. Good enough never commands reverence. You must become exceptional. Work on your communication. Speak with precision. Train your mind to be disciplined. Feed your body only what enhances it. Decorate your soul with the kind of peace that cannot be faked. When you do this, people will look at you and feel something rare, something something that elevates their own standard just by being in your presence. The third key is to develop mystery. Stop explaining everything about yourself. Stop posting your every move, your every emotion, your every struggle. Let the world wonder. There is power in silence. There is seduction in discretion. You do not need to be loud to be seen. A luxury car does not need a megaphone to make people turn their heads. It simply moves, and the world notices. Let your actions speak. Let your results introduce you before you open your mouth. Let people wonder where you get your strength, your grace, your clarity. Never let them figure you out completely, because what is fully known is easily dismissed. What is mysterious becomes magnetic. Now let me speak to the fourth key, your environment. You cannot be seen as hive, you while swimming in low standards. If your circle does not reflect your growth, your circle is your cage. If you walk with those who do not respect themselves, you will eventually be seen through that same lens. You are not just judged by your behavior, you are judged by your associations. Surround yourself with excellence, with ambition, with vision. Let your proximity to greatness elevate you. Do not be afraid to outgrow those who are committed to staying the same, and never dim your light just to keep others comfortable. The sun does not apologize for shining too bright. It simply shines. The fifth key is your standards, how you talk to yourself, how you allow others to talk to you, and how you carry yourself when no one is watching. A luxury is consistent. It does not become average behind closed doors. You cannot demand royal treatment while entertaining peasant behavior. Look at how you treat yourself. Is it with honor? Is it with intention? Luxury is not a price tag, it's a presentation. It's in the way you dress, the way you speak, the way you honor your commitments, the way you sit at the table. It's not about being flashy. It's about being flawless in your integrity. It's about never betraying yourself just to be accepted. Now let us turn to the sixth key, emotional control. If you lose your temper easily, if you react instead of respond, if you constantly seek validation, then you have already placed your value in the hands of others. And what others can give, they can take away. A person of value is not ruled by emotions. They rule them. They know when to speak and when to be silent. They know when to walk away and when to stay. They never let temporary feelings destroy permanent self-respect. Control yourself and you become powerful. React to everything and you become predictable. And predictable is not powerful. It's replaceable. The moment you master your emotional responses is the moment you become a person who cannot be manipulated. And that, my friend, is luxury. The seventh key is to operate with purpose. People chase trends. People follow the crowd, but you must walk with vision. You must know who you are, what you are building, and why you are here. A person who knows their mission cannot be distracted, and when someone with purpose enters the room, even the confused find clarity. You cannot afford to live accidentally. The world is full of people wandering through life hoping to be noticed. But you must be the one who is so rooted in your purpose that others feel lost without your presence. A purpose-driven life is not optional. It is required if you want to be seen as valuable. A diamond is just carbon, but under pressure and with purpose, it becomes priceless. Now let's speak of the eighth key, boundaries. You must learn the art of saying no without guilt. You must be willing to disappoint others before you ever disappoint yourself. Too many people sacrifice their peace, their values, their dreams, just to be accepted. But a person who knows their worth does not beg to be chosen. They understand that they are the prize. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about protecting your energy. If you have no boundaries, you are not a luxury. You are public property. You become drained, bitter, resentful, and invisible. But when you draw the line, when you say, "This is what I accept, and this is what I will not tolerate," you shift the balance of power, and in that shift, people either rise to meet your standard or fall away. Either way, you win. And now, the final key, the ninth principle that ties them all together. Faith in your value even when the world does not yet see it. Before anyone sees you as a treasure, you must treat yourself as one. When no one claps, clap for yourself. When no one sees your vision, see it anyway. When no one chooses you, choose yourself, because one day they will come back and realize they were in the presence of something rare. But by then, you will be in rooms they can't even enter. Hold your head high, not with pride, but with certainty. Move like someone with a destiny. Speak like someone with power. Love like someone who does not fear being alone. Become so whole within yourself that others feel honored just to be part of your world. Do not let the noise of this world drown out the truth of who you are. You are not an option. You are not something to be picked up and put down. You are a standard. You are an experience. You are a luxury. And it's time they see it. You must understand the value you place on yourself sets the ceiling for how others interact with you. They will never rise above the level of respect you demand. If you keep giving discounts on your time, your talent, your love, they will begin to assume your value is negotiable. And what is negotiable can always be replaced by something cheaper. You were not created to blend in with the bargain bin of life. You were created to stand as a symbol of excellence, of intention, of elevation. When you carry yourself like something rare, people handle you with care. They speak to you differently. They show up on time. They think twice before crossing boundaries. But it all starts with how you see yourself. The world reflects your self-perception. That is why someone with a broken self-image attracts broken relationships, broken finances, and broken respect. But the one who walks like a king or queen, not loudly but silently confident, begins to influence the behavior of those around them. People sense your standard without you ever needing to announce it. Let them wonder how you stay so composed under pressure. Let them whisper behind closed doors about how you keep leveling up without seeking their approval. You owe no one an explanation for your elevation. Let your results speak in volumes your words never could. And here's something most people never understand. Luxury is not loud, it's quiet, it's graceful. It doesn't scream for attention, it whispers power, true high val. Your presence is not in what you flaunt, it's in what you refuse to tolerate. It's in what you walk away from, not what you chase. Most are busy chasing attention, validation, applause. But you must chase alignment, chase refinement, chase legacy, because while they are focused on being seen, you are focused on being felt. And there is a vast difference. People may forget what they saw. They may even forget what they heard, but they never forget how you made them feel. A person who carries themselves with calm authority, who refuses to be shaken by chaos, who remains dignified in the storm, that person becomes unforgettable. Never underestimate the power of quiet confidence, the way you sit, the way you enter a room, the way you look someone in the eye not with arrogance, but with self-assuredness. It tells them everything they need to know. You are not desperate. You are not easily impressed. You are not someone to play with. You are a rare experience, and only those worthy of the experience will have the privilege to encounter it. Too often, we waste energy trying to convince others of our worth. We give speeches, we plead, we overextend, but let me tell you a truth that can change your life. The moment you stop trying to be chosen is the moment you start to be respected. You do not need to chase when you know you are the standard. You do not need to prove anything to anyone when you have already proven it to yourself. And those who cannot see your value now will one day tell the story of how they lost access to someone rare. Understand this: discipline is luxury. In a world full of distraction, laziness, shortcuts, and instant gratification, a person who can delay pleasure, a person who can maintain focus, a person who chooses principles over feelings, that person becomes magnetic. That person becomes a lighthouse in the fog of mediocrity. So train yourself, not for others, not for applause, but because you are building something timeless, something powerful, something too expensive for the average mind to even comprehend. Do not shrink yourself to fit into rooms you've outgrown, and do not explain your growth to those who chose comfort over greatness. There is a reason the finest wines are aged. There is a reason the rarest diamonds are buried deep beneath the surface. There is a reason the most luxurious cars are handcrafted, not mass-produced. What is valuable takes time, it requires process, it demands patience. You must become so focused on your own development that you forget who's watching, who's commenting, who's doubting. Let them talk, let them wonder. You are not for everyone, and that's the point. You were not made to be accessible to every hand that reaches. You were made to be a gift to the few who have earned the right to experience you. And this is where your identity must be forged, not in how others treat you, but in how you treat yourself. Wake up every morning and remind yourself, I am not an option. I am not someone to be tried out, tested, and tossed aside. I am not another name in their phone. I am not someone to be accessed on demand. You must become comfortable with solitude, because solitude is where self-respect is born. In the silence, you begin to see yourself clearly. You begin to separate who you are from how others see you, and from that space of clarity you rise, not louder but higher, not to be seen but to be remembered. So build yourself in private, refine your mind in silence, sharpen your spirit in solitude, and when you return to the world, let your presence announce that you are no longer interested in being anyone's convenience. You are not a backup plan. You are not a second choice. You are the main character in your own story, and no one else gets to write your narrative. There is a certain energy that follows those who have chosen themselves. You can feel it when they walk into the room. They're not asking to be liked. They're not begging to be noticed. They are simply living as if they were sent here on assignment, as if they were chosen for something greater, because they were. And if you carry yourself as one who was chosen, chosen to break cycles, chosen to raise standards, chosen to walk with purpose, then the world will begin to respond in kind. You will stop being an afterthought. You will stop being overlooked. You will stop being tolerated. You will start being revered, because when you become the standard, you will no longer need to ask for respect. It will follow you. You will no longer need to chase opportunity. It will seek you. You will no longer need to plead for love. You will attract it effortlessly because you have become the embodiment of what others are searching for but rarely find, and still this journey is not for everyone. Because becoming a luxury means giving up the need to be understood by the masses. It means walking alone at times. It means being misunderstood. It means letting go of the familiar in order to embrace the exceptional. Most will not choose that path. Most will stay where it's safe, where it's comfortable, where they are liked but never truly respected. But you, if you choose this path, you must be willing to raise the bar until others either meet you there or fall away completely. And when they do, you must let them go without hesitation, without bitterness, without apology. Because when someone cannot rise to your standard, keeping them around only drags you down to theirs. Do not entertain what insults your evolution. Do not negotiate your growth for temporary company. If they were meant to be part of your journey, they would elevate alongside you, not hold you back from your greatness. And understand this truth: detachment is strength. When you no longer depend on others to see your worth, you begin to glow from a place of true self-respect. You stop asking for closure, for validation, for recognition. You stop adjusting your light to match someone else's darkness. Instead, you shine, and apologetically, consistently, and boldly, you stop trying to fit in and start standing out. People will test your boundaries. They will challenge your standards. They will try to see if you are truly who you say you are. And when they do, don't flinch. Don't lower yourself. Don't try to prove anything. A luxury item doesn't explain its price. It simply exists, and those who understand its value pay what it costs. No negotiation, no persuasion, no discount. Your responsibility is not to make them see your worth. It's to never lower it in hopes that they will. Let your life speak for itself. Let your discipline be your response. Let your results be your proof. The ones who are meant for you will never ask you to shrink. They will never ask you to dim your brilliance, to silence your vision, to play small. They will recognize what you are and rise to meet it. And even if no one recognizes you now, even if no one applauds your process, keep going, because the goal is not applause, it's alignment. You are not chasing fame. You are chasing mastery. You are not chasing people. You are chasing purpose, and when you commit to that journey, everything else aligns. The right people, the right doors, the right opportunities, they arrive when you've become the version of you that is ready to receive them. You must live by principle, not by pressure, and principles, once chosen, are not to be bent for convenience. What you allow is what will continue. What you accept becomes your identity. So set your standards so clearly, so definitively, that anything less becomes intolerable. Let there be no confusion about how you deserve to be treated, and never speak on what you are building until the foundation is unshakable. Let your success whisper through your peace. Let your value be felt, not flaunted. The loudest people are often the most unsure. The ones who have to convince others are usually trying to convince themselves. But you must become unshakable in your certainty, silent in your power, bold in your alignment. This level of self-awareness, this level of intentionality, will repel the unqualified, and that is exactly what it should do. You don't need more followers. You don't need more noise. You need precision. You need to filter out the average, the entitled, the shallow. You need people around you who see your depth and are not afraid of it. who see your strength and do not compete with it, who see your journey and choose to honor it. When you become a person of depth, of focus, of direction, those who thrive in chaos will naturally fall away. Let them. You are not here to be available to everyone. You are not here to be everything to everyone. You are here to become someone so refined, so distinct, so grounded, that your life becomes a mirror, revealing to others what they must become to keep up. Be prepared, because this path will cost you. It will cost you popularity. It will cost you temporary pleasure. It will cost you shallow connections and late night distractions. But what you gain in return is something priceless. You gain clarity, you gain peace, you gain freedom, you gain the ability to stand alone without feeling lonely, because solitude with self-worth is better than company without respect. Make peace with being misunderstood, with walking a road fewer travel, with saying no more than you say yes, with showing up differently, because you are not building a life that's common. You are not building a presence that's replaceable. You are building a legacy, a standard, an experience so elevated that only the worthy will be able to stay in your atmosphere. So continue walking with intention. Continue refining your voice, your mind, your spirit. Let no setback distract you. Let no rejection shake you. Let no temporary storm convince you to abandon your permanent value. Because while the world runs in circles, desperate to be noticed, you will walk in purpose, destined to be remembered. They will try to understand you, categorize you, fit you into a box they're comfortable with. But you were not made for their labels. You were not made to be contained. You are not a copy. You are not common. You are a category of one, a living example of what happens when someone decides to become unmistakably valuable. And those who dismissed you will one day revisit the memory of your presence and realize they were in the company of something they didn't have the wisdom to appreciate. But by then you will have evolved beyond their reach, unbothered, unavailable, unshakable, not because you chose revenge, but because you chose self-respect. Keep your standard high, your circle tight, and your focus unshaken. Because you are not here to beg for a seat at the table. You are here to build your own, not with arrogance but with certainty, not to impress but to inspire, not to compete, but to dominate your own lane so fiercely that others are forced to elevate just to exist near your frequency. You are not an option, you are not replaceable, you are not for everyone, you are the benchmark, the reminder of what's possible when someone refuses to settle, and still, as you stand in this truth, remember, you were never made to be ordinary. You were never designed to be convenient, replaceable, or taken for granted. You were sculpted by fire, refined through trials, and called for a purpose far greater than fitting in. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. You are not here to blend in. You are here to stand out. Let this be your final vow. From this moment forward, I will no longer beg to be seen. I will no longer shrink to be accepted. I will no longer compromise my soul for temporary company or shallow praise. Because I am the standard, I am the elevation. I am the one they will remember when the noise fades and the truth stands alone. And those who cannot recognize my worth, let them watch from a distance. I am not an option, I am a luxury. And still, as you stand in this truth, remember, you were never made to be ordinary. You were never designed to be convenient, replaceable, or taken for granted. You were sculpted by fire, refined through trials, and called for a purpose far greater than fitting in. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. You are not here to blend in. You are here to stand out. Let this be your final vow. From this moment forward, I will no longer beg to be seen. I will no longer shrink to be accepted. I will no longer compromise my soul for temporary company or shallow praise. Because I am the standard, I am the elevation. I am the one they will remember when the noise fades and the truth stands alone, and those who cannot recognize my worth, let them watch from a distance. I am not an option, I am a luxury.